lessons that just keep repeating themselves in your life. One of mine has to do with the fallout from expansion. And what I mean by that is when I've been working outside of my comfort zone and really in my growth edge, especially around showing up with visibility in big ways, what happens is after I've made that effort to kind of expand out into my growth edge around showing up visibly, what happens is I have an equal and opposite reaction. And I had that like big time this last week. And so I expand, get out in front, whatever it is. I won't get into the details. But there I am out in my growth edge, like really pushing it, really showing up, being seen. And then this equal and opposite contraction happens where my whole system collapses and I am junk. I am so wiped out. I'm so tired. And it used to cause a lot of self-doubt, and it used to cause almost like depression would show up. And I've learned now that it's just kind of what I call a vulnerability hangover or an expression hangover. And that's all it is. And if I remember that that's what's happening, I don't get too much in my head about it anymore. But man, I got in my head this week. And I think it is because I was really out there in my growth edge in a way I haven't been in a while. And so the equal and opposite contraction was also really big. And yeah, I started to catastrophize. Is that a word? Catastrophize? Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying. But I started to kind of spiral a bit and feel like, oh geez, I'm falling into a funk. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to not have energy. I don't have time to feel depressed. And once I realized what was happening and just made space to feel exhausted and actually made space to feel bad and just let that be okay without trying to fix it, started to feel better really quick. So I'm on the mend, but I wanted to remind you all that can happen, right? When we go out and expand into our growth edge, we push into that space. And if it's a new space, new territory for us, we might have equal and opposite contraction, or at least some level of contraction that can be really uncomfortable. It can feel like a hangover in a sense. And don't let that stop you. Just move through it. Don't get too attached to it. Gets easier every single time. Every single time I push out and then I come back to that same kind of expansion, it's easier the next time. I have less and less of a hangover from it. So yeah, yay for expansion, and yay for the body wisdom that we also have in the contraction that helps us rest and restore so we can do it again.